So after we do the thick line and the thin line to create the beginning of the grand staff, we gotta put the brace on. This is the brace. It looks like it's a little beak right here. This little thing sticking out. Okay. That is a brace. We call it a brace. It's kind of like, it looks like a bracket, but it's really called a brace, okay? So this part is the brace, and it's the beginning of the grand staff. It's placed at the beginning. Only. So that we know where it begins, where the staff begin, or the staves begin. Okay? And then it connects the two things together, which is the treble clef, which we draw carefully like so, around the G line, which is the second line from the bottom. And that makes this the G clef, because it wraps around that second line where all the pitches named G go. Then on the bottom clef of the grand staff, we have the bass clef. See how I drew it like that, and it looks like a sad face on that side with the two eyes there that go around the F line. Okay, and there we go. And then we're going to draw middle C. And then over here, you can draw middle C here too, above the staff, on the ledger line above the staff, off the first ledger line. Then the next note is D. And then what's the next note? E. And then we have F. And then another little eggy on G. I call these eggies because they look like eggs on their sides, right? So the notes, they look like eggs, little ovals on their sides. What comes after B in the alphabet? C does. Then what comes after C? D. And after D comes E. After E comes F. And then what comes after F? G. What comes after G though? So we got the first ledger line above the treble clef staff, because if we zoom out, then we'll see that's on the treble clef staff right here on the top. We always got to check our clef, okay, to know what our clef is. That would be an A. So what will come after A? Since we know the musical alphabet only goes from A to G and then it repeats, that's B. We want to add another ledger line up there for those high notes, those really high pitches. That is a C. Okay? Now how do we do that for the bass clef? Let's go backwards. Let's go down, backwards in the alphabet, shall we? So we know that's middle C. It's the first ledger line off the staff, or above the staff. Then we've got this one, which is B, because it's C. What comes before C in the musical alphabet? B, because we're going backwards, right? Then this would be A. Then that would be G. Then that would be F. And we're going backwards as we go down the bass clef notes, or any notes, right? Comes before F, E. So that would be E. All cows eat, right? All cows eat grass, but then all cows eat. E would be on the third line. And then we're going down another step in pitch. Comes before E. D. So the lines good boys do fine always, right? G, B, D. And then we go to C. And then we have B. See, because it's the second line. Good boys. Then we have A, which is ACE, ACEG, right? All cows eat grass. And then we got one more down there. What comes before A in the musical alphabet? Not Z. When we're going backwards, it's G, because that's A through G in the musical alphabet, right? Then we got another note down here, and that would be, what comes before F? Or, yeah, comes F. And then we got a ledger line, the first ledger line below the bass clef. Can you tell me, since we know we're going backwards in the alphabet, that would be, what comes before F? So in the alphabet, it would be E. So that would be E. And then we go down to the space after that, that would be D. And then we go on the second ledger line below the staff. So that would be C. Do you see a little bit of a parallel here? The second ledger line above this treble clef is C, but the second ledger line below the bass clef is C? Wow. G, F, E, D, C. Can you say your alphabet backwards? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So, two ledger lines above the treble clef, that's a C. Two ledger lines below the bass clef, that's a C. It is a C. And that's a wrap for your grand staff and the ledger lines off of the staff, off the ledge of the staff.